anything that you guys want to get done before we get rolling?
I got a bong packed. I got a joint rolled. I think I'm good to go.
Should I try and pee first?
Dude, come on.
My God. Why would you wait?
I meant like... I did a pregame pee already, but now I'm thinking, should I try again?
Nah, get the fuck out of here, dude. I meant like, is anyone need to like drink, like get their water from over there or something like that?
Yo, is there an extra water over there?
There's
I am
not.
prepared. Yeah? Good. Good. What's up, everybody? Checking in on Instagram. Here with Shed Tech, Mike Nice, Sid Floyd, live at the summit.
The ShedCast, brought to you by Alien Entourage and the Riverside
About to
culture.
get into the goddamn
Little ShedCast for you.
Harvest Party pregame.
Mm-hmm. We got a lighter in this area.
I have one.
Nice. Water fell. All right, you want to get kicking, Mikey?
Yeah. Ready?
Yeah. I'll spark up. Get it right. Text.
Ready to go.
A 1, a 2.
Somebody once told me the world was gonna roll me. I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed. Welcome to the ShedCast. It's your boy Mike Nice. I'm here as usual with Shed Tech 8.
All the way to the fucking far left.
Far left. Yo.
Tech 8 right now because we going hard today. A little
He's a
setup.
liberal.
And I'm with
Far left.
and I'm here obviously with Sid Floyd. We got set up in the Summit Lounge today. A little special episode. And we're here with none other than Mark from Hole in the Wall Cultivation. You can introduce yourself.
Yeah, what's up, fellas? Mark, Hole in the Wall here.
Where could they
Checking
find
in
you?
finally on the mic
Absolutely.
with these guys.
Long time
Overdue.
waiting.
Had to bring
Overdue.
the show to me because I'm so busy, but thanks for making your way up to Massachusetts.
Of course.
That's why people
course.
need to hear it. Where could they find you? Go ahead, get the plug out of the way.
So I am Hole in the Wall Cultivation on Instagram. You can find me on Facebook at my name, Mark Heward Jr. Check out my Instagram for a lot of the events I do. I do free cultivation classes here at the Summit Lounge. Got a little event we're going to touch base on coming up on October 19th. I'm sure we'll touch base on that in a little
Absolutely.
bit here coming up. So, yeah, just here at the Summit Lounge tonight. Got my harvest class tonight here. Hoping for a big crowd tonight. Going to teach some people how to properly harvest and cure their plants. So,
Awesome.
Absolutely. That being said, how long have you been doing these classes?
I've been doing the classes here at the Summit Lounge for a year now.
Yeah.
Monthly class I do first Wednesday of every month. Just trying to share some free knowledge with people. Come down to the Summit Lounge first Wednesday of every month and, learn some tips from me that I've learned from some old school growers that has helped me win competitions with my flower and just helps me grow some of the best shit that I can possibly produce.
Yep. The way God intended,
Absolutely.
as we like to say.
I know we talked about this before, but when you say old school growers, how long you been doing this for? So they can know.
Right. So I started growing myself. My first plant I actually grew was in 1999. It was literally, I was
20
living in
years
an
ago.
apartment and I grew it under
That's
my
crazy.
school desk with a little light, just a little
Awesome.
fluorescent light. It was nothing, just old school, no knowledge, just pop a seed in some dirt,
Yeah.
boom. And then about a year and a half after that, we had my first son was born, and then we bought our first house. And that's when I just decided to upscale a little bit and start just, cultivating for me and my wife so we could, have some good medicine for
Yeah,
ourselves. you know what I
absolutely.
mean? So-
That's awesome.
And this is way before there was a reform period in Massachusetts as well.
Yeah,
This is
yeah,
way before.
and we had to, it's tough to, we had to keep it on the DL, super DL for a long time. I coached soccer, we had young kids, stuff like that. So it just, being able to cultivate our own medicine in our house, but, legally since, 2016, we've been growing our
That's
shit,
awesome.
legally since 2016.
A huge weight off your shoulders too.
Which is amazing. Well, yeah, and the weight didn't get lifted off of my shoulders pretty much until last year, a year ago.
Okay.
I coached soccer. I was always involved with the school and the kids and just the stigma of everything behind it. We didn't want to, we didn't want that to affect our relationship with the kids or anything like that. Paulie from PotSmoking.com is
How's
in the
it
house
going?
over here.
There you
Yeah, I
go.
train Thursdays.
How we
Yeah.
doing?
All right.
Doing good, man.
Nice.
So,
to
Shit out here. I like
yeah,
this.
yeah, a little podcast, man.
That's
Good
where I
stuff.
wanna be in the
Shed
future.
Tech.
Dude, we should do this more often. Maybe come by for
Yeah.
our next episode.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, give it a hold of me.
see. That'd be
Alright.
awesome.
I'll come in
Absolutely.
with like 37 dabs and just,
Dude, that
Sounds
sounds
awesome.
That sounds like a date.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good stuff.
We'll do that right
Yeah.
after this if you want.
Where can they find you?
Big Paulie 875 on Instagram or potsmoker.com or
Potsmokers.com.
on Facebook. But Big
Right.
Paulie 875. We everywhere.
All right,
I'm
cool.
out there.
Out there.
Rolling, joking, talking, and smoking, baby. That's my
yeah.
deal. Living live, living live.
That's
I'm
good.
here, man.
Good stuff.
Definitely.
Good
Absolutely.
stuff.
Oh, that's,
We'll do
that's
that
a for
together.
sure.
All right, brother.
That's a for
Good
sure.
to see you.
That's a for sure. Next episode of the ShedCast.
Yeah.
Big
So anyway,
Paulie.
back to that.
Big cuz.
You know, like I
Shit.
said, I had young kids and everything. So last year we actually stumbled upon a big event up here in Massachusetts that they were doing for a while, and it was just bringing the cannabis community together. We stumbled upon this event and ended up getting involved with it, and it just changed my life ever since.
That's amazing.
So it just July of 2018 was when I basically had, you know, that weight lifted off my shoulders, and I actually felt, you know, the freedom to be able to be myself, to announce to the world that I use cannabis.
Yeah.
I've coached all your kids in soccer for 8 years straight, 16 seasons, took kids to championships, first places, all kinds of stuff. And I use cannabis, you know.
Productive member of society.
You know, I'm not out here, I wasn't out there, you know, getting high while I'm coaching kids and stuff like that. You know
You're
what I mean?
responsible,
But it's,
yeah.
you
Absolutely.
got to be responsible, just like anything else in this world that
Yeah.
you do. You know, people enjoy alcohol. As long as you're responsible with it, it's all good. You know, I'm not a big drinker myself, but I enjoy cannabis. I like to smoke it. I like to eat it.
as
I like
Tech
to
opens
ingest
up
it.
a bottle of Macallan.
Yeah, right.
He puts it, he put
Yeah.
that shit right back
Oh,
down. He
good.
went,
Drink
damn,
that shit.
man."
Slam that shit.
I wouldn't mind taking a sip of that as well, Tech.
Yeah,
So
whatever.
feel free
Pass
to
it
back
down
that
the
out.
line.
Pass it
Fuck
down.
show for
I have
sure.
a
12 years
12
age.
years age.
So what is that?
It's just Macallan whiskey.
Scotch
Whiskey?
whiskey.
Yeah.
I got a toothache.
Yeah, if I,
I
took
got
a
a
sip of that, I'd be on the
toothache.
floor.
Oh, that's
Got a
funny.
toothache.
Mm.
Some old school. Good
You got
stuff.
to try some of my medicated shit when,
I did.
when you came over, right?
That was, dude, incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible.
That's just got a nice kick to it. I was hitting the Remy the other day, but so that transition from like legal to legal for someone, you know, like yourself, I'm sure like it was easy in some regards, but in what ways was it difficult transitioning to becoming legal? You know, making your life easier and the fucking weightlifting off your shoulders, but what about it like was actually difficult?
Right.
Obstacles did you face?
So honestly, with it, the biggest obstacles I faced was talking freely to my family and my parents about it. Because my father works for the FBI. He works for the Anti-Terrorism Task Force in Boston. You know, it's a whole different aspect of what I'm doing. You know, he's out there doing his thing, and you know, but he supports
One would
me,
say
you know?
opposite sides of the spectrum for sure.
Right. So I had, you know, it was the hardest conversation I had with him last February to tell him, hey, Dad, this is what I'm doing. You know, I want to educate
Last
people on how to
February?
cultivate cannabis.
Last
you know?
February?
Yep.
That's
February
crazy.
of 2000. Well, February of 2019.
Damn.
It's a perfect story almost, like a,
Yep.
Yeah,
like
it
a perfect
really is.
storm kind of
Yep.
thing.
And my mom has always known, like I've always talked to my mom and openly told her, you know, I use cannabis and I'm not afraid to tell her. Me and my mom had that relationship, you know, but my father being in, you know, law enforcement, it was tough to have that conversation, but knowing that, you know, I can go to his house and everybody's got a cooler full of Bud Lights or whatever sitting in the corner,
Yeah, man.
you know, and that's how they get their happiness. That's how they get their
Yeah,
buzz
yeah.
on. I smoke a fatty on the way to
Everyone's
his
gonna-
house, you know
Yeah,
what I
there you
mean?
go.
But I don't disrespect him. I'm not going to blaze in his yard, you know what I mean? So it's just having that level of respect as well. But that was definitely one of the hardest obstacles I had, was just coming out and being able to be open with, you know, my
Yeah.
father basically about it.
It's
you
like
know?
when you're high, but you're trying to hide it the whole time. It's the
Uh-huh.
worst fucking feeling. But when you're high around people that are all high and you're like, everyone's high, it's just like, yeah.
right. and
Everyone
it's
just
like,
is like on the same level.
now it's like I don't care because I'm fucking high all the time.
Yeah.
The time I wake up in the morning, I'm medicating.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's not to the
Responsibly.
point where I'm not waking
Yeah.
up and blasting 10 bong hits to get fucking baked. I'm waking up and I'm smoking so I can have a nice level head and I can
Put you where you wanna be.
ADHD like a motherfucker.
Absolutely.
I'd be running around this place circles right now if I did not
You
smoke.
saw
So
us. Do you see us trying to set this shit up? We
Yeah.
look like
Yeah.
fucking idiots.
Right. And you start
Yeah.
smoking and it just balances you,
Yeah,
you know? I
that's
used
what
to
we needed.
I was a carpenter my whole life, and those days that I didn't have cannabis to use before I went to work, you don't want to see the shit that I did not get done.
Yeah.
But with cannabis,
Less
man, I
productive.
built 100,000 square foot wood buildings. You know, I built the
Nice.
Comfort
That's
Inn
awesome.
next to the Hartford Airport, next to
sick.
Bradley Airport. Big ass building. I ran the job on that, you know, with, you know, and I wasn't getting baked every day, but I'm medicating to the level where my head needed to be at so I could function and, you know, give society the best that I could and give my boss the best that I could.
And most people, I feel like, are on some type of legal drug or prescription anyway,
Either way, right?
and you're the only one that feels like an asshole.
Yeah, and
because
you
you're,
can- and it makes you
all
feel like
kinds
a
of
dick.
stuff.
you're
Right.
just smoking a little weed,
Yeah.
and everyone else is on shit.
I always
I,
found that like I would get the jobs where people were already like I would like a lot of potheads already got that job. Like I everyone I go to ends up just being a lot of potheads already, so it's never like an issue with that.
Right.
I guess I would say. But when you so like a lot of other people in your industry, they didn't you know, that personal obstacle I'm sure that they might not necessarily have with like the paperwork and the litigation and shit like that. What was that difficult at all to make that transition from being what you were doing, you know, your whole life and honing your craft and shit like that, and then making it public with a, you know, business name behind it and shit like that? Is that difficult? Like,
Oh, I mean, it was the
know?
hardest decision we had to make, and we made it as a family. So, you know, when we decided to do this, I'm a carpenter by trade. I
Yeah.
build houses, I build all kinds of stuff. You know, I love to build, love to work with my hands.
I
so
follow you on Facebook, so I see all the
custom woodcraft
all the
page.
custom woodcraft.
Yeah,
and
so
all
that's
that.
my business is what I
Yeah.
do. So I'm Custom Woodcraft by Mark Heward Jr. on Facebook. You can find my business page. You can see all kinds of stuff I've built, decks, houses, remodeling kitchens, bathrooms. That's my business. Cannabis is my passion. It's my hobby. It's my love. And I would love to roll my cannabis into a career for myself and do that full time.
good pun.
You know.
Yeah,
Solid pun.
And unfortunately, I can't do, and I missed that myself. I said,
Yeah,
it was
if
roll
we had
out.
our plugs, every time you drop a pun, it's got to be like dead in the middle of Little Italy.
Yeah, maybe custom like closets to grow, wood closets you could build or something.
Artesian closets for real high-end
growing.
buyers.
Yeah.
little bird
So it's
houses. with
Trying to
bacon.
transition out of the whole, you know, I beat myself up, I beat my body up now, you know, since I was a kid I've always built stuff. You know,
I've done a lot of that shit too, so
hung
I feel you
sheetrock
100%.
in Boston. I built hospitals and schools in Boston for 10 years and stuff, and it just beat me up. So, you know, cannabis is so much more friendly. It's friendlier to the body, friendlier to the mind, the soul, the spirit, everything. So if I can roll everything and get, you know, stop beating myself up and just grow cannabis for the rest of my life and cultivate that legally on the legal aspect, which I am working on right now, working on a legal commercial grow, which unfortunately I can't talk about it at this point in time, but it is stuff that is being worked on. So we're in the near future, hopefully going to be on a much larger scale other than, you know, just being able to do my legal home cultivation that I do. You know,
That's
within the state of Massachusetts, they have laws, so, you know, you can have 6 plants per person, 12 maximum per household.
Yeah.
So, you know, we try to stay within those laws and everything. And I have my medical card, so the laws fluctuate a little bit there. You know, they're a little more gray. There's not too much.
Yeah, but no, you
it's
stay
tough.
within the guidelines.
So, you know, we stay within the guidelines. You know, I actually keep 11 plants. I don't even keep 12. I keep 11
Smart.
just to stay under that 12.
Absolutely.
You know, and I'm open and transparent with it. You know, I talk to our local police and try to educate them as well. So, and that's why I'm here tonight. You know, I'm all about education.
Absolutely.
Educating people, breaking this stigma of what cannabis has become over the last 100 years or so. And, you know, just making people realize it's not what it has been made out to be over the last 100 years. So,
Yeah.
Dude, you have
That's
a
awesome.
really unique outlook on cannabis, and that's why, you know, not only you as a person, do all of us, you know, fuck with you on a whole nother level, but your entire like outlook on cannabis cultivation and, you know, organic growth and the way nature intended is something that, you know, I personally, I can't speak for them, but I'm sure they do too, like value that shit on a, you know, on another tier. You want to tell people, like, you know, why you chose that route over, like, you know, the competition out there that's able to push more yield and you know, get more essentially bang for their buck as far as bag appeal and street market goes.
right. So I mean, I've always been a person of quality over quantity all day. That's my entire life. I try to live that. I try to eat the best foods I can. You know, I don't need to eat a ton of food, but if I can eat the best food possible, and I just try to portray
Would you just
that
get on Grubhub?
through my whole life. You know what I mean? Just trying to get some good stuff, and it's so as far as cultivating cannabis, the way Mother Nature intended. I was taught by some incredible people that shared the cannabis cultivars that I have today. And the knowledge that these guys had, they're old school hippies from the 70s that shared knowledge with my best friend, and then he transferred and shared that knowledge with me. And it's just getting that knowledge from them and showing you what is capable with Mother Nature, and showing that you don't have to pump your plants full of nutrients. You don't have to dump bottles of chemicals and stuff into your plants to achieve these amazing results. Take a walk outside your house. Right now, if you're inside, take a walk outside and look up. Look at these amazing trees we have. Oaks, maples, these beasts of trees that we have outside. Nobody's out there dumping chemicals at the base of those trees, making these things grow like that. They feed themselves, they take care of themselves, they drop their leaves every fall. It breaks down to compost. Animals die, they shit, birds, everything. The forest takes care of itself. So to try to mimic what Mother Nature does outdoors and pull that to an indoor grow as well as, the outdoor grow, it's a lot of work. It's hard, and a lot of people don't want to put in that extra effort. But for me, it's so worth it when you see the quality of the flower that's produced. Absolutely. Of what Mother Nature can do, just letting her do her thing, not forcing it, not pumping it full of stuff just to try to force it to get those results. And you let her do what she does, she'll give you the best stuff possible.
That glittles right there is a perfect example, because it looks like the buds that you get pumped out with, all that bullshit.
And it's
to make it, banging THC, through the roof. But I mean, you look at this glittles and it looks exactly like that. Yeah. And it's
also,
and the big difference between that, like when you smoke it, when you break it up, you can just see how clean it is. You can feel it's not just pumped full of chemicals. When you take that hit, it's not harsh on your throat. It's super smooth smoke. But like, I've smoked a lot of other cannabis from a lot of other places, and I don't badmouth anybody. I don't consider people competition. I love everybody. Whatever you choose to do, however you choose to cultivate, that's great. That works for you. It doesn't work for me. This is what I choose to do. This is what works for me. And I love my cannabis. And I'll be honest, like I've been gifted a lot of cannabis from a lot of people, and there's very few people that I will smoke their cannabis, because it's just, and I'll smoke other people's stuff, but it just doesn't get me high like my own shit, because I know what I've done with it. Just let Mother Nature do her thing, the terpene profiles that I've accomplished.
Yeah. We've talked about this sometimes with your bud, that you get, like when people try to explain how you're gonna feel when you smoke these buds, I feel like yours is more true to it because it's growing naturally, organically. So you get, this is gonna give you energy, and you feel that. Whereas like other buds that are pumped and they have high THC contents, it kind of like gets overridden. Like I'll smoke one, I know I'm just gonna be done, like high, like zooted. But if I want to like feel what it's gonna tell me to, I feel like yours gives you that, and they're like.
That whole entourage effect.
Alien Entourage.
Shout out to Alien Entourage.
Shout out to Jeffrey Doomer, our fourth leg. He's not here with us tonight, but soon
we're not
to be.
Full spectrum.
We're not full spectrum, as we say.
Broad spectrum tonight.
Yeah, but shout out to Alien Entourage. But yo,
Jeffrey
like Mike
Doomer.
was just saying, the entourage effect.
The entourage effect. I mean, I have cannabis that I've lab tested, right? I have a strain called the grape. At lab test,
fucking love
13, 14,
Tech,
15%
you got the grape.
THC.
The grape's my
But
favorite.
the terpene profile on that stuff's like 2.5 to 3%. And it gets people so nice. And it's smooth. It's super smooth. It's not overwhelming for me. If I need to eat, if I'm sick and I need an appetite, that's what I'm eating. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. I feel also like, I don't know if you get this way with certain dabs, sort of, I guess, or certain concentrates where you just, all you get is the THC out of it, you know, like where you burn out all the terpenes and the other cannabinoids.
Right.
That it doesn't last as long. Like you smoke one and it gets you like lit, but you know, a little while later you gotta smoke again because the high's gone. And I feel like with your shit, and I'll attest to this, every time like I smoke it and I don't need to smoke again, and that's it's not, you know, that's no bullshit. It's not a bias. Like every single time, I don't need to go back for that like second hit. It just holds it down.
Yeah, I love it.
You know.
Right, and like, so a lot of the, like you're saying, you know, a lot of the concentrates and stuff, if they're pumping BHO or however they're blasting their stuff and making their stuff, you know, I've pressed it, I've pressed rosin, I've pulled insane terpenes off of pressing. I pressed some 4-cheese rosin last year, brought it to the lab, tested that stuff for my outdoor grow, and it tested at 63% THC, and I tested over 12% terpenes in the rosin from pressing it, and it was like 190 degrees. You know, 10,000 or 5,000 pounds. Yeah. Or was it? No, it was 10,000 pounds, 5 tons. And just the results from that were amazing. So you don't need to pump those chemicals. That's just heat and pressure. But you guys know me. Fuck all that. I love my flower. I hate pressing my flower because of the way it looks. Like, why would you want to press something so pretty, right?
It's like killing a unicorn with a bomb.
So I make I'm old school bubble hash. You know, I love old school bubble hash, old school concentrate, super clean,
Frenchy
ice and
cannoli
water,
style.
Frenchy cannoli. I mean, there's nothing like it. There really isn't. I mean, I've smoked a lot of dabs, a lot of
tech on that.
It's just, I love the hash. It's where it's at.
Thanks,
you know, and I think more companies need to look into that and start focusing on that instead of buying these big blasting machines with this, you know, whether you're using CO2 or BHO, butane, you know, get a washing machine with some ice and water.
Or, oh yeah, hell yeah, big buckets. Micron screens.
And it's so much better for the environment. You got no gases. And I know a lot of those machines recollect everything and stuff like that. But, you know, there are situations, you know, just helping this environment. It's ice and water.
Or fucking getting less of the distillate.
Yeah.
You know, with the current situation right now. I don't know if you want to touch on that. What's going on in Massachusetts right now with the vape shit?
Well, personally, I don't vape. So it doesn't affect me. I'm not a vapor. I smoke flower strictly. You know, I'm really not a big fan. I haven't been since the beginning. Tried my first one, just didn't really care for it. You know, I love my flower too much, and that's what I've always smoked and enjoyed. So, as far as the vape stuff goes, it's hard for me. I'm not biased either way about it, but I don't feel that they should have banned it. I just feel that they need regulations. It needs to be regulated somehow, so that people are safe and people aren't just putting dog shit in these carts, you know, because everybody's using them. Kids are gonna use them. They're gonna use them, you know, and stop putting a ban on it's not gonna help either. That's just gonna make people go to different places, more black market, and now more bullshit's gonna arise from that. So, you know, I think it could be handled a little differently, but, you know, I just feel that it needs to be regulated. People need to be testing their stuff. And for everybody out there that's watching, ask these people if their stuff's been lab tested. If it hasn't, don't fuck with it. Put it on the shelf and leave it there, and don't be afraid.
Unheard of in Connecticut.
Right.
Yeah.
For anybody to ask, hey, is that lab tested? You never hear that.
It is unheard of, but that's the thing. If people start that and you start walking in, hey, do you have lab results on that? Did people, you know, in Massachusetts?
You got the Cartfax?
I mean, pretty much,
the Cartfax.
Right. And like,
the name of this episode.
So CBD
Show me the
companies, we just
Cartfax.
found
Gotta
out
make
recently,
that a website.
CBD in Massachusetts, you don't have to lab test for your CBD in your CBD products. But there's products on the shelves that are claiming they have 500 milligrams in them, and they're not even close. You know, so there is a lot of garbage out there, and people are just trying to make tons of money off the market right now.
Because you could buy the fucking packaging on Amazon.
Yeah, the empty
packaging. Yeah, you buy the empty. You can buy the cartridges on the empty cartridges on.
Right, and right now, online. Like none of that shit. If you live in the state of Massachusetts, I'm pretty sure you can't ship any of the cart stuff. Anything to do with vaping cannot be shipped to the state of Massachusetts right now. Yep, 4-month ban I heard. So anything that was on people's shelves, I have friends, you know, that are in the legal business, legal CBD carts, and now they're sitting in people's basements. People are out tens of thousands of dollars because, you know, and they're not going to be good in 4 months from now. They're going to have to throw that stuff away. So
absolutely not.
And there are good people who are doing good stuff, lab testing their stuff, you know, for everything, you know, for safety screenings and as well as potency, you know. Yeah. And as far as like I'm concerned with my cannabis, I know what my cannabis tests in at, but I'm more concerned about the cleanliness of it, you know. So I have some of the cleanest cannabis in Massachusetts that they've tested, you know. So it's
golf clap for that.
You priding yourself in that,
Mike?
No. But you know when there is a lot of garbage out there, so you got to be careful, you know. And if you want to avoid that stuff, unfortunately, sometimes you got to be picky and ask questions, you know. And if people get offended by it, fuck them.
So
Yeah.
No, you probably don't want their shit anyway.
Probably
Yeah,
not.
that's true.
You know what I
yeah.
mean? So it's and people who are open and honest and transparent about their products. Those are people you want to deal with.
Yeah,
So
every
sure.
time, yeah.
For
Yep.
sure.
People that aren't afraid to even post it, even if there is something messed up. I posted stuff that if
Dude,
things go
I
wrong,
always
you got to.
just,
That's how you learn.
Absolutely, bro. When you bring shit back.
Yep.
I always respected Weed Boxer posting his results and shit like that.
Yeah, he's the man.
Yeah, dude, he's a good dude.
He's the
Shout out to
man,
Boggs.
and he jokes about it. He jokes about everything. He uses distillate in his edibles and stuff like that. But he doesn't care. It works. He's a good guy. He's making products that taste good. People enjoy them. The guy's killing it. So shout out to Boggs over there. Actually, as a matter of fact, I'll do this bong hit right now for Boggs.
Box.
Nice.
You gonna drink the
Have
water
done.
afterwards?
I am not going to drink the water afterwards. I am definitely not that
Yeah, you
good
gotta
at
put
that.
some
eggnog.
frosted flakes in there or something.
Oh wait, it's pumpkin seeds, some pumpkin spice coffee for pumpkin season.
There you go.
Yeah.
Harvest. Because we got it. While you're hitting that, we'll plug the Harvest Festival. So October 19th, out here are we still in Greenfield? Nice. Got a nod on that. Greenfield, Massachusetts. We're going to have the official Harvest Fest sponsored by Hole in the Wall Cultivation, Riverside Culture, and Chronic Trips. Shout out to Seth from Chronic Trips.
Yeah, Seth.
Fucking-
Hopefully, be here in a little bit.
Absolutely. Hopefully stops by. But it's going to be a fucking party, a block party essentially for this community that, has welcomed us coming from, out of state.
Yes, absolutely.
So we appreciate that shit 100%. And you guys even allowing us to, embark, or not embark, that's a fucking stupid word. What's the word I'm looking for? Like,
Incorporate? Or
I don't think that's it either. I think it's like,
Develop.
angle?
entangled. Nah. Either way, just to like enjoy. Yeah, like to just be a part of this essentially. But
I'm excited for it. I
Yeah.
can't wait. Food, music,
Cannabis?
It's catered.
cannabis.
it's going to be catered by Riverside Culture.
Yeah.
Cannabis is going to be, all up in the air from hole in the wall cultivation.
Absolutely.
Gonna have some
Beautiful
fresh
flowers.
bud. Hopefully, if my outdoors makes it all the way, we'll have some there for
Have
people
the
to
weird
check
weather
out,
we've been
trim,
having.
handle it.
Absolutely.
Good stuff.
Me and Mike Nice are going to be throwing it down, as you
Absolutely.
fucking know. We're going to do a nice set for the people.
Yeah. We're
We
going
got
to
some
bring
cool
it.
shit. We got some real cool shit coming.
Absolutely.
Can't wait for that.
Yeah, it's gonna be dope. I can't wait for this. It's gonna be a fucking party.
We're going to tear it down.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm eating so many fucking edibles.
Yeah.
So many edibles. And
Smoke out, bug
and
out.
we have the Smoke Out, Bug Out podcast.
Yo, maybe Mark could be on our
Judge.
team.
Well, I was gonna say he should definitely, if anything, be a judge.
Nah, Mark should be on our team. Help us smoke.
out, bug
Yeah,
out.
I mean, dude, he could.
Who else is
out-smoke
going to be?
everyone.
What's
I don't
the
think that
limit?
they're ready for. I don't know. I don't think they're ready for his type of cannabis either.
What's their limit
told him
though, on the
that.
teams?
That would be interesting.
I don't know. I think it's 4. I think it's 3 or 4.
Is Jeff coming?
Jeff says gonna be there and Kill is gonna be there.
All right, so we're going to have 4 already.
Doesn't
Damn.
matter. We're good. We got this.
We're gonna-
However
yeah.
it works.
We're also
This-
gonna run a
gonna be a
ShedCast
good
afterwards
time.
as well. So
Yeah, we're going to run podcasts. We should have like an
2 of
open
them.
mic
Gotta do
podcast kind of
ShedCast
thing
after
going.
the
Crazy.
event, for sure.
Oh yeah, we're gonna
For
go.
sure. There'll be a lot of
We're
good
gonna do it
people
after
there,
we
too.
smoke that shit too. So
Yep.
yeah, anyone who wants to stop in on the ShedCast and do a shout out and
Yeah.
talk it, we're gonna be
Nice.
running it live for a little bit. But
I'm
I
stoked.
feel like I
can't
can't
wait.
I am
There'll be a big ass pumpkin
stoked
there
and
too.
stoned. Oh yeah.
Last time I checked, I think it was like 2,000 pounds or something.
Oh shit.
What?
Just bringing it on a trailer.
2,000 pounds. Song
Yeah.
by Sid Floyd and Mike
Yeah,
Nice.
buddy.
Get that plug in,
baby.
dude. Hell yeah, dude. Good setup. Shout out to me on that, man. Yo, I can't even
We're running 30.
we're coming up. I can't
After-
even
after.
transition into this without asking. Can I get a bong hit at Glittles, bro?
Dude, for sure.
Shit.
No doubt.
Harvest
I
Fest,
feel like it
October
wouldn't be
19th.
right, you know?
Pass it all around, man. For
Greenfield, Massachusetts. Day party.
Day party. Oh yeah, we're starting. What time are we
It's
starting?
gonna be killer. It goes off at noontime.
Yeah,
Get
yeah.
your tickets at
Noon
chronictrips.com.
Yes.
Get them early.
Yeah,
25
links in bio.
online, 30 at the door. It's gonna be well worth that money. Just the music
Absolutely.
alone, the food. The food alone is gonna be worth that 25
yeah,
bucks.
way.
And then with the cannabis on top of it, the music events we got.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
It's gonna be dope.
ridiculous.
It's gonna be awesome.
gonna be
man.
Can't
amazing.
wait.
I can't wait.
And then I'm working on Summit Lounge. Keep your eyes peeled for the next
Ears
rap
open.
battle that we're going to be setting up. End of November, beginning of December at some point. I want to move it to Saturday so we can start earlier and maybe get it,
people.
you know, easier for
Switch
people
it
to
up.
travel
We should
here
just
because
come back
Friday's
in.
kind of tough.
We should just come back in with a new day. You know?
Yeah.
Just start it off that way. Start the trend back. You
Yep.
know? Take a month off and then come back in on Saturday.
New day.
Yep.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, because I think Saturday would be better for people to get to it.
Cool.
Probably people
you're
aren't rushing
100%
out of work,
Also
trying
for
to get
me-
hit Friday traffic, sucks
it's
coming from
easier
far
too.
away.
For Mike Nice.
horrible.
it's
Because
what,
the
easier.
Sunday, just having that Sunday off
Right.
makes it easier. Because
Hey.
usually I would have to pick, do I want Thursday or Friday
And
off?
I'm taking work off, so it's gonna be fucking lit.
You gotta take
that
work
check.
off. But it was hard to pick which day before.
We took work off for today.
Yeah.
Oh,
nice.
yeah, big time.
Nice. Yeah.
We're not
me
making
too.
enough money
Me
doing
too.
this
I
yet.
took work off today too.
Oh yeah, I'm so sorry.
I did. I took work off today too.
Yep.
I heard you making a call.
We all took off work.
Yeah, so tonight, Summit Lounge. So this is the pre-party for my harvest class. So
yeah.
anybody
Plug that, please.
anybody that's watching right now, come on down to the Summit. Check it out tonight, man. Free giveaways. We're giving away a couple of hoodies from the Harvest Cup. Free tickets to the Harvest Cup tonight. We got some flower from Hole in the Wall Cultivation and some of those gift bags going out. Now, these are all free giveaways, people. You don't have to enter. You don't have to buy tickets. You just pay your Summit Lounge fee, come down here, and you're automatically going to receive a ticket. That's going to enter you into all these raffles from all these sponsors that donate good stuff to give away to everybody. So come down, learn some stuff about cannabis, harvesting, curing, trimming, all that good stuff, storage, and that'd be awesome.
Word.
You're like,
Hell
It's
yeah.
like smoking straight hash, right? That stuff's thick.
I was gonna say, it has like a mad resinous
Can I take
taste
a
to it.
look at that?
It's right here.
Oh, this is the diesel. I have it out. The rest, I have the better buds are out in the Smoker's Focus jar out there. You want to definitely check those out.
You're one of my better buds.
They're not.
That was a low
Give
hanging
him
fruit.
that. Slide that around, man. Pass it over to Mike. Take a bong to that shit. Go for it. Yeah. Pack yourself a freshie.
Tech, you got your hands on this? Did you check it out?
I did not.
Did you text
It texts out, dude.
Does it?
I'll tell you right now.
Oh, yeah.
You don't even have to, dude. It texts
Yeah,
out.
you're gonna like
The only disservice that I did was taking any alcohol in before I took a shot or before I took a bong out of that. That was the only disservice I just did to that bud because that shit was fucking fire.
Some people actually say that kind of has almost like a smell of like a fine wine when you open it. It's kind of got like that champagne wine smell to it.
Dude, your BDS champagne literally fucking smells like
Yeah.
like a fucking cup of,
I
like when you
could've-
leave,
Got enough for it?
like when you leave like
take
What is
champagne in the glass
That's the
overnight.
Glittles.
That's what that shit smells like.
Yep.
Spot on,
what do you say?
terpene.
That's Glittles.
Glittles?
Glittles. It's
Glue?
GG4 crossed with Skittles.
Dude, before we leave,
Wow.
leave,
Let me see that.
Crazy.
I just
Smells
cleaned it for you.
crazy.
Before we leave, bro, you just won a fucking competition. Could you fucking tell us about that shit?
Yeah, so I was entered into a competition back in April. It was called the MTG Pheno Cup from MTG Seeds. Put it on. Scott Audette owns MTG Seeds. The man's a genius. So everybody got the same seeds, whether you entered the Sativa category, Indica category, or hybrid. Myself, I entered the Sativa category and the Indica. So back in April, we received our seeds. I received my Sativa seeds in April, but I didn't get my Indica seeds till the end of May. And what it was everybody, we had to see who could grow the best pheno of that, turned it in, they lab tested it, they tested it themselves, smoked it and everything, and they determined who had the best cannabis, the finest cannabis. And I won the Sativa category for my pheno of the Sativa that I grew. And we were actually, so one of the prizes that we got from this, we were able to name the strain that we grew. So the Summit Lounge actually sponsored me. So I had no money at the time to do this challenge, and I was walking out the door, and they asked me if I entered, and I said, nah, I don't have any money right now. And they said, if we sponsor you, you do it. So I said, yeah, I'll do it. So they ended up sponsoring me. They paid for me to get into the competition and ended up winning the Sativa category. So I got to name the strain, and we ended up, me and Kyle from the Summit together came up with the name Headwall.
Right.
He's a mountain climber. He climbs mountains. He likes the wilderness. The Summit Lounge being the Summit Lounge. you know, if anybody, Headwall, the definition of Headwall, it's a precipice that comes out of a glacier. So it's this big rock wall. It's like the head of a valley. So it's just this big rock wall. You hit the face of that rock wall, that big head wall, smoke a little bit of that shit, and you're gonna get your ass up that mountain to the summit. If you catch
fucking,
me.
yeah, 100%,
So,
dude. Another
little
good
wordplay,
plug.
little wordplay. Check out my post on Instagram and Facebook about it too. I posted all about it, kind of how the grow went and stuff. It was a tough grow. Sativas grow, you know, sometimes they're tough. The indica grew good for me, but shout out to Excelsior Extracts for winning the indica category. They had some fire, which actually I have a piece of it on display tonight to show people who won the indica category. You guys did not disappoint. Great meeting you guys this weekend up there too. But that competition, check that out for next year. Again, MTG Seeds Pheno Cup. Unbelievable competition. The man's a genius for putting this thing on. I was honored to be a part of it and take home the Sativa trophy.
Dude, you look like a celebrity up there, man, and you fucking deserve it.
I loved
That
it.
shit was awesome,
I
dude.
loved it.
My
You
bad.
right?
Yeah, I almost ripped the mic out.
Oh, damn. That's some
Sorry.
excessive shit. I was more worried about the bong.
Oh, no, it wasn't the bong. It was the mic.
Didn't get a chance to
Take that bong, actually, if
didn't
you don't need it.
didn't get a chance to try that shit. But looking forward to getting some Headwall.
Yeah, there's one in the flower room right now, Headwall, so that'll be done. Honestly, I'm not even sure. I think it's 3.5 weeks in flower. So in the one for the competition, flowered for 85 days.
Wow.
So it was a long one.
Yeah.
And it probably could have kept going, but to be able to cure it properly and to have the proper cure time on it to get it to the competition, I had to chop it at a date, by a certain date, to make sure it was exactly where it needed to be, and apparently it was, so
Nice.
stoked.
That's
Stoked.
awesome. Yeah.
Well, I know you got a class coming up, man. So we don't.
I think we
wanna
can end
hold
it.
you
I want to know a
Oh
story
shit, my bad.
from like early on when you were like really like that low, like a sketchy story, a scary story.
Like a
Some-
sketchy, you want a scary story?
Something
Yeah,
like
before you leave.
Before
Oh,
we
shit.
leave. Like when you were younger, you know. Like,
Solid.
Yeah, so I'll give you a really good one.
Good catch.
So when my first son was born back in like 2000, he was a year old. We went to a reggae festival up in Vermont, and we went to my friend's house who lived out in the woods where they cultivated some of this stuff. And I wasn't as deep into it at this point, so we ended up going to this house, and we're inside the house, and we're getting a couple things from them, and we're getting ready to leave, and we hear a knock at the door, and we're out in the middle of the woods, 7 miles down a dirt road, not another house in sight. And I look at the door, and it's two people, and they're both standing in black suits, and you just see gold. You just see flash of gold. So I didn't know, is that a badge? Is that what? So immediately, I got my son with me, but I don't feel I'm doing anything wrong because it's cannabis. I don't care. I didn't feel like I was doing anything wrong. But in the eyes of society at that point in time and laws and everything, oh boy, watch out. So immediately, I'm thinking I'm going to jail for the rest of my life. Like, we're in this house, and it wasn't, whatever. It was where they drew the shit, but me and my wife looked at each other, and we had a couple of our other friends, and we were just like, what are we gonna do? So my best friend's like, well, there's nothing else to do but open the door. So he goes and he opens the door. And they open the door. It's Jehovah's Witnesses.
Nah.
They claim to be. That they were just, promoting themselves and trying to get you to follow their stuff and everything. And he talked to him for a minute and kind of shoot him away. And I'll tell you what, that was probably one of the scariest cannabis moments in my life. For sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
Jesus Christ.
Yep. And then like the whole drive home, the whole 4-hour ride home from northern Vermont, it was rearview mirror, like
Yeah.
speed limit,
Oh,
1 mile under, cruise control.
What the hell were Jehovah's
Crazy.
Witnesses doing there?
Crazy.
Like
and then
one
and then-
house every 7 miles?
So the best
biking
part of the
out
story.
No,
Were they-
that's not. That's the Amish.
No, it's Jehovah's Witness.
Nah, Jehovah's
On the 10
Witness.
speeds.
The craziest
No,
part of
no,
that
no.
story was
Right?
They do, but I'm saying like
this was right after
That's how they
9/11.
could drive around.
it doesn't check out.
They had a security checkpoint
They
in
were
White River
driving-
Junction on 91 coming down because it was right after 9/11.
Oh fuck.
So they were checking IDs and everything. So we're coming home from there, like our first time coming back from northern Vermont with this stuff, and we hit the security checkpoint, and that was like, it was just that whole trip was just scared the living shit.
That's
out of
it.
me.
But yo, you think that is normal that they just showed up at their house?
Out in the middle of nowhere?
Yeah, no,
I mean, they
that's
do
not
that.
normal
Yeah,
at
they
all.
just
Not
showed.
normal
They
at
just
all.
showed up at.
It was
Do
crazy.
you think that's
They
normal?
just
It
showed
was
up at my
crazy.
house like 2 days ago.
Yeah, but you don't live 7 miles from another house.
Right, and this is in the middle, like, dude, they had
Middle
to
of
drive
nowhere.
down this dirt road for nothing. We really think that
To
it
spread
was
the word of God.
Because later on,
Yeah,
some
that's
things
nuts.
happened later on at that house where
No,
it was
that
just
wasn't Jehovah's
ugly.
Witnesses.
They were definitely fucking.
We were fucking like,
Absolutely,
whoa.
those were fucking.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yep, but
I'm just fucking.
you know, and I'm here today, and I love cannabis, so whatever the fuck it is, it is. And
Oh, yeah,
we're
that's
good,
awesome.
man.
Hell
You know?
yeah.
And it's legal in the state of Massachusetts right now,
Which is
recreational.
cool. Hopefully in
you know?
Connecticut soon.
You can go to
Yeah,
dispensaries in Massachusetts and buy yourself legal cannabis and go home.
Are you
and
gonna be in
enjoy
there
it.
soon?
No social
Being able to
consumption.
support your shit in those, will you be able to do that?
So there's some, like, I don't want to go with the whole commercial aspect
You're gonna
of
go
it.
with
You
the
know,
big cannabis.
I want to
big
keep it,
cannabis.
you know, small craft and keep that quality. You know,
Yeah,
and
that's
just
true.
maintain that quality no matter what.
This
Hell
is
yeah.
a
No matter
family.
what.
You
So,
know?
and it's want to train people, you know, hopefully train some people in the near future and get some people coming to my classes, learning how to cultivate the way I cultivate, adapting their own ways, because the way I was taught in 99 to like 04 from my best friend, you know, I've adapted different things, you know, that he did differently, you know, and I love the kid. He's, you know, he grew some fire back then, but a few things that I had adjusted to the processes and techniques, and I mean, the results speak for themselves,
Yep.
you know, and there were certain things that they did that I
Absolutely.
didn't really care for, which I just eliminated out of my
And you
process,
perfected
and
the-
it just changed a lot of things.
And that's it.
Yep.
Nice.
But we'll, you know,
Yeah,
tonight's
yeah.
class, I'll go over a lot of that stuff.
Absolutely.
Tonight, so,
Perfect.
Make sure
We'll
to
end
check
right on
in
that.
on where can they find you tonight?
Hole in the Wall Cultivation.
Are you gonna be streaming
on
live like you are right
Instagram,
now?
Streaming live on IG tonight for the class, so you can get some good, free, cheap grow tips tonight, especially this time of year. It's harvest season, people.
Let's do
It's
it.
happening.
October 19th.
It's happening.
All right, signing out.
No, you wanna
You
do
can catch
some
me.
plugs?
Yeah, catch me at Mike Nice CT, Instagram, Twitter. Catch us on YouTube, SoundCloud, official ShedCast,
We got some shit on the way.
Spotify.
Hopefully the Mike Nice single.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Mike Nice single dropping soon.
Shout out to you
find
guys
me-
for having me on. Thank
Oh,
you.
dude.
This is awesome.
Absolutely.
Of
Hopefully-
Coming
course.
up from CT.
Yeah, hopefully
could
we can
plug
get
himself.
you on again.
Yeah, definitely. Down in the shed, though.
Silent but
Yeah,
deadly
absolutely.
tonight.
Yeah,
Down
in
in
our
the
natural
shed.
habitat. You can follow me at Sid_Floyd on Instagram.
And catch Shed.
Don't forget about at Jeffrey Doomer.
Jeffrey Doomer,
Yep.
Alien
Shed Tech
Entourage,
And what about you? And what about you, bud?
Tech 8, Shed Tech 8. You can find me on Instagram, on
Respect the tech.
Twitter, Respect the Tech 8. Respect
Oh, we
the
put the
Tech,
8
either
on
way.
there?
I don't know, it's either way.
Yeah, it's interchangeable.
Either way.
Oh,
SoundCloud, Pandora,
All right, we're out of here.
Spotify.
Brought to you by Riverside Culture and Alien Entourage.
As always.
Yes, sir.
Sayonara later, bitches.
Ain't that the case?
Where's Mikey?
He's asleep.
He's 70 for a
He
dime.
doesn't want to.
Dude, hook me up. I don't want to make a fucking scene.
Well, you already fucking made a bigger scene.
70 for a dime is a fucking deal. I'll be back at 4 to pick it up.
He doesn't want to.
Dude, fucking tell him.
I already fucking told him.
Tell him again.
He fucking said no.
Well, make him say yes.
How the fuck am I tell him?
Mikey!